much so.
Okay, Boom on attack. PRX on defense. Bit of a change up for the roles on PRX, well, at least on this map, something from the breach to the Teo. Teo to the breach for Starman.
From memory running it like last times, but still really rare. Comfort pick for Berserk.
Boom go for the classic B split.
Starting to clear out arcade, getting up towards tower. Something dispatched of first casualty.
And post rotation's completely over. Still though, oh, this is two players now
Oh
stuck
my goodness,
inside
what
of
the hell
tower,
happened?
but quickly dealt with as Famous tries to slide his way through. Now Jing answering back from Canteen, but at the same time, NC Slasher with
a
that
classic in
finds
heaven.
the right clicks.
Oh my goodness,
just finding frags as well. Boom to pick up the pistol.
Yeah, getting activated nice and early. DOS9 this time as well.
Chat, where the hell are we? Jingle pistol, jingle thing. It's 3-2.
You asked about Famous and Forsaken on this Neon. They had a bit of a smooch in the tower just then, but Forsaken wins that one. What I wanted to highlight though again is a lot of these different role changes that come back into what this one, right? The buyback on the Vice, like that we saw on Ascent. I thought he was really proficient in how he was playing those sheer walls, timing on the Thorns as well. Patman, I'm going to be interested to see how his breach really looks here, because, you know, when you think of Patman, you do think most recently Flash in it.
Dude, NC Slasher did insane on this round.
His breach here is something that he's hopefully going to be quite proficient on.
Specifically breach,
it's a bit of a freebie.
You know, most played agent in recent history.
In reaction,
still,
they push
that
out.
Needs to be seen as PRX tries to rotate their way over. Of course, though, Berserk's happy to lock down this entire
oh my god,
his
bro.
Marshall online for the ace now.
The freebies.
But something is still nowhere to be found. In fact, just hiding up around Canteen in a little corner behind the sky smoke, but
Ace.
Oh.
Ace. Ace. You
see him just making a bit of noise.
He was seen.
Mini-map at least. Famous trying to give him the ace, and there it is! Berserks to collect on it.
Hey,
well, very, very nice.
2-0 up for Boom, an ace
Against
to come in there.
the
Some great
eco,
shots out of the
got the
Marshall
best gun for it.
Away for the
Berserks. What I want to also say though, we have had two extremely high kill performance maps from Famous, right? Map number 1, Pearl, dropped 27 kills. If you can remember back to Pearl. Map 2, Ascent, just then, 25, right? So he's over 50 kills. No one on his team
Famous
is
is
over
just
30
dodging the whole time.
series in 2 maps. So are we going to get a lot of more consistency?
Okay, the
from him,
bonus
or is it
is
time for
good.
someone
The
else
bonus is
to
very
step
good
up?
against the buy round here.
Conversely, over on PRX's side, more kind of cohesive.
Is it true that Chet had some of the
teams
best
kills.
pistols for his team?
But this is their bonus round, right? This is the one where PRX have the better weaponry. This
I mean,
is
they had
the
okay pistols. Nothing stand out from what I can remember.
Pushing out tree, spotted that everything is clear. Now has to hold in towards the B site. Jing as well as Patman able to anchor in towards arcade though, pushing past the smoke. Jing with the stimmy. He's still going on a bit of a tear until he drops down for Sagan to collect
very
from
nice on
tower.
this.
PRX able to find a lot of aggression of their own.
I mean, honestly, I was coaching most of the time. He
still just running away from Jing's fight.
had like his main. Well, I guess I was watching after.
Nice and early,
I don't know. I missed a lot of his stuff, I guess, at the beginning because I was focusing on my own team.
Huge lead, like 7-0 that we did see from PRX over on the first map. And then how Boom, you know, over on Pearl as well, kind of ended the first half. That one, I guess you could still say is plausible for both teams here. But a lot of fracture as well.
Okay, they got 2 kills though, so we got a big buy round. We got 3 can't buy, 2 that can't buy next, and they pretty much just spamming B hits at the moment. First big 5v buy, and PRX decide to clear top side, and oh my god, that's a nice shot, bro. I was gonna say they don't know, but now they know. And this is a good run from PRX, right? They know that the Killjoy ult is going to go underpass, so they decide to clear here so they can pinch from like multiple avenues.
Crossbench, Famous keeping them.
I just don't think they thought the Famous was going to be here so fast.
Well, PRX needs to try to sneak past.
Yeah,
has to keep their eyes trained down into
Damn,
its tunnel
he's
as
just
well.
solo on this round.
Continuing to poke and prod.
He's done his job though.
Yeah, that's just gonna buy a lot of time away from the spike. Now Jing trying to fire back, will be able to refrag, but Berserks instantly refills that position. Now you got tower
and
as
this
well.
after plant
NC
util is
Slasher
just gonna be way too good.
That down like nobody's business. Something though. Okay, able to flick back towards it, but yeah, I mean that's the round already.
Yeah, the 1 versus 4 is not going to come out from something, unfortunately. Famous did his job, right? He bought so much time to keep them all occupied around bench, around arcade, making sure that they weren't going to be able to get in, destroy the lockdown. You got to respect that one. everybody hitting their shots on Boom where needed as well. You got a good trade out there from Berserks, but more importantly, the amount of time that Boom was just able to buy themselves.
Famous? Yeah, no, he's playing great.
Brings in more time to use these post-plant abilities, right? When you're going to get your salvos back online, you're expecting that DOS is going to...
You're still coaching for the second Reykjavik. Were you gone by then? I was there, but...
The difference now that we're
I knew I was quitting after.
PRX to contend with is, as I mentioned, you don't see many Killjoys be played on Fracture anymore, right? So they also have to contend with these nanos that are going to come on out from Berserks.
Especially on the attack, possible post plants being found, at least right now. An interesting bit of an eco buy. The outlaw in the hand of Berserks, PRX also, going on some cheap plays of their own. Forsaken on the Bucky. He's just positioned up towards a main now, picking up the alt orb.
Yeah. Overdrive available if needed. You could see something sneaky. With
even if we won the event, we were never going to win that event.
And it is going to come on out.
Oh, shoulder jiggle.
Trap. We've seen this before.
Yeah, it's the Fnatic.
We saw 2 casualties.
Alt combos and the stealth drone out towards Tree as well now. Here comes Forsaken with the overdrive, but he's shut down by DOS9. Berserk's finding a frag in towards B side as well. So
they love getting the first kill and then just overextending like mad.
He's been smoked off. Does have an arc rose to play with, and that's the
fight. Oh, he flashed himself.
Well. Oh, what a blunder! Something has to come up huge. 1-on-3. He takes down the first. Does have some utility to work off of, but not quite a lot of health. Holds and hugs the wall.
Oh, they've snuck out, haven't they?
Sneaks in, and the stun reveals his positioning. You don't quite have the position to pull off the salvos either now, so you're flushed out.
Oh my god, what is that?
One apiece,
what the hell is that? That is nuts, dude.
Don't forget to defuse though, please. Okay, there
oh my god, that's so sick. That's insanely calm, bro. The calm tap.
That PRX were going to be out of in the 2 versus 3. Devi flashes himself, but for something there, I mean,
what a clutch.
He gets mollied out, right? Salvoed out.
The 1v3 at its peak.
Little small window of timing to find that first duel, but the second sharp shot, just the adjustment of the aim to come on out there. That is, we need to see this one back. You ready for it? 1, 2.
Oh
absolutely
my.
Gorgeous.
In a second.
That's the stuff you can't teach.
Can't teach that.
That's just
God, that's a crazy round. Okay, another big buy round that forces whoever loses down to an eco. And PRX get in aggro again. Drone goes in. They haven't heard the drone yet, now they hear the drone. So do they turn back or do they continue the push? They continue the push. Devi, you got a lot to do, mate.
Towards Devi's shoulders now. He's being hit with a lot of utility. The salvo flushes him out of position where he's not quite able to recenter himself. Forsaken though arriving on the site. Will be able to find a single frag, but Rolling Thunder now collapses through. Needs to hold out around a main where the door gets pushed upon by Famous. Jing though, happy to push into the smoke to just find a bit more
surely
space.
Not another.
Second frag found.
We've got a 1v3 into 1v4. Surely not.
Not much in terms of
he does have smoke. He can isolate this 1v1. He knows where 1 is now.
And he has to.
He's gonna smoke close to himself right here. Yeah.
Maybe a bit of smoke for cover just to allow him to deal with the site. So isolating angles at least for now. Oh, he actually pushes through. But DOS9 respecting it, does have the incendiary as well. So this is a really tough spot for Jing to be in. Flashes, dodged. Jing still strafing alongside.
Dude, NC Slasher managed to delay all of this time. Oh my goodness, that was impressive.
He knows as long as he's positioning himself
insane from him.
nicely, that time will be won
okay, PRX have to go down to an eco.
Throw in, and he's just not giving him the fight, right? The way that Boom lose that one is if DOS9
Devi's
plays the fight closely
wrecked.
and allows him to just dance around.
2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
first round he flashed himself, second round salvos are on him and he's trying to use the knife to dodge it, but they're just swinging him. Like he's got to tank like 1 hit and have the gun out.
Yeah, a lot of
or he's got to push A main there with what's going on, really.
Really did speed it up quickly, recognizing the PRX were coming from behind quick. And now they give themselves a little bit of a breathe room, right? They can take a solo round if they want to. They can do it fast as well if they need to. It is the lesser weaponry for PRX.
And this is where I'm not gonna lie, it does get quite chaotic for PRX.
I just watch Berserks think that this rope is the one that goes here.
And you just have Famous and NC Slasher bursting into the site.
Set yourselves up a good post plant here, not drop any more weapons.
You got Armageddon as well, and this is how the ultimates are beginning to cycle for Boom, but not even needed for now at least. NC Slasher,
which duel do I take?
Trying to pull off his best something impression, but it's not quite happening just yet. So Arcros now being tossed over by Divide to create a little bit more space, but can he really do it all? Not too much, at least just to pick up a weapon until his teammate falls. Boom, all happy to hold the positions and the angles. Simple shot found.
Okay, do you want timeout before this next buy? It's getting a little bit out of control.
Utility, not seeing anything on it, and then speeding up a little bit. So I'm going to be expecting PRX to do something a little bit different coming towards this next round. You're getting into this half as well, where you're 4-2 down. Do you want to?
I just feel like the PRX all rounds are really letting them down. Like I know they won the round, but it's because of the something 1v3. Like they still.
This round, the next round as well.
They still don't actually convert a lot of the all rounds they have.
I mean, this is where you really need to find your way across the map. Utility
to sweat for the rounds that they won. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So key for a map that we're about to say goodbye to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to think in the grand scheme of things what this does mean. Boom, the Ascended team that, they lost Ascension, but they still got a promotion in towards it. Didn't have the greatest start over in kickoff, now 2-0 up, looking for a 3-0. We're seeing Ascension team really do some damage here in Pacific. I mean, you think to the likes of Americas, where you've got G2 really doing some damage, right? But apart from that...
It's very possible, Komodo. This is, leaps and bounds ahead from...
Okay, do they stop the aggro on defense? Do they do it late?
Lines. Yeah.
Do they keep on doing it?
I mean, this almost feels like
do they have a set plan with the breach short?
Like playing really similar compositions, similar roles in terms of the players as well.
Yeah.
And kind of currently outdoing PRX
okay, Boom,
in terms of the macro
looking like they want to go over towards A, at least for the default. They got the turret to spot if there's a push over towards A. Okay, and they stun Salvo to set up the Neon. So they got one inserted, and now they're going to hit heavy with 4. This is nice.
Sort of wall in, overdrive can throw a bit of a spanner into the works of this one, and hope that you don't undo the wrong bolt at the moment.
Okay, well, at least PRX going for that pinch again, and it's going to be a bit of an anti-position played by
oh boy.
Boom. They try to flash themselves back into play, but something
they keep going. You got the advantage. You can chill if you want to. Keep an eye on Famous, pushes all the way over towards site in A main at the moment.
He tried to do everything there, but the counter Neon
that duel
Famous is what I'm trying to highlight here, and it's just a little bit too late.
A little bit shy in terms of timing, but still not undoable. Does pick up the frag, and the Spike has an opportunity to find his way into a site. The question is, which one is it going to be?
I like that Divine and Jin recognize that it's a 2 versus 1, and you can play to the
together,
strengths. You
push.
go towards the B site because Famous, well, if he goes towards B,
why do they always go forward? Yeah, they always. I mean, they always W key.
Yes. Play to the percentages, which is what PRX need.
I love that you highlight that, Komodo, but I am also very much so reminded of a very similar scenario that we saw last week against Munchkin. They had numbers. It also kind of fell by the wayside. Can PRX prove everyone wrong this time? Spike will go down.
This ain't no Haven though, Quack. That's the thing. No dark cover. Fame is 1 versus 2. Only his gun and his sprint.
Oh, I'm a little bit.
Still positioned up top.
Timing.
PRX creeping forward. Now spotted. Famous knows exactly where to look. The Spike.
Ooh, okay.
Will get defused.
Yeah, stuck together. Divide gets the kill, gets the ult,
and picks up
with the defuse.
Playing to the percentages. Nicely done at the end there. Dividing
it's still another. Wait, can they buy?
Well.
1-9 loss bonus. Yeah, they can drop.
Yeah,
really important round this though for both teams.
That one to take advantage with the stuns, with a Boom caught off guard and not really able to retaliate. A lot of great flashes to come on through. Credit to Patman. I do believe in that one with the stun, with the flashes, and then just the advantage, making sure that you don't drop that one. So on the back of the timeout. Yeah, answering nicely.
That there will be a play that Boom begins to respect. Every
we
time
got 3 on each team that come by next.
PRX hits them with that utility if they are in
ult-wise.
So,
but the thing is, if
Boom have the advantage.
PRX gather the full control in A main, they can quickly get a crunch down towards tree as well and make things quite awkward up towards this B site.
It's just kind of nice for Boom though, a bit of map control in reaction to losing over towards Arcade. Or he should be dead. I was going to say, you can't do it that way. Dude, Berserx is having an absolute nightmare on the ropes at the moment. He takes the tries to take the wrong rope when they pushed when he thought they were pushing over towards top side, and then he takes the rope back here, but you can't take that rope here. You can only take it from top side to the other side. This, because they push through here, they're always going to have that duel on you. Here you normally get blocked by the whatever the hell's in the middle of the ropes. Dude, Forsaken's going for a madness.
Patman alone to hold. He does have Jing right by him.
Guys, chill. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
that's the big round though. It's going to be a close half.
Yeah, there were so many moments in that round of just different disconnected duels where you had to see some individual plays come through from Boom, right? And it wasn't really working. PRX, apart from that last duel that we really see, were always doing it together in numbers. You got Forsaken and Patman in the beginning. You got that one that we see there, but the trades. The name of the game, the trades. Really from PRX, not overstepping too hard. Jing able to double down at the end there as well to start to look to equalize this map.
And that's what I really love now coming out from PRX.
4 ults against the low buy. Got Neon with their backup Bucky, and they're absolutely sending it over towards A main. Wait for the salvos, wait for the stun, and then they're going to go. This is nice from PRX, though. They save the stun for their stun.
A bit of a half by now, bunching up towards A main.
Great shot.
Good kill. Interesting that the Killjoy peaks fast, so they think that there's not numbers behind it.
Salvos though, and Forsaken looking to meet.
Oh my god, dude, I didn't realize he ate that flash. I didn't realize just how blind he was. I like this from PRX though. They believe so heavy in the stuns, they know that they're going to get everyone. They save the stun for the hit. Even the idea from Boom wasn't too bad though. I'm not trying to give away the idea with the Killjoy peeking fast.
Catch Boom off guard. A lot of great shots to come out from them on this little lesser equipped round of Booms, and now as we do tie things up 5 apiece, right? I'm kind of questioning, are we going to get any decisions on the side of Boom, or
yeah, they didn't have to use any ults, but look at the ults. We've got 8 ults right now. 8 ults and we're 1 away from Dust9. Getting Brimble.
2 rounds left. You might imagine they're saving it.
Berserks might be absolutely wrecked here. Do they check it?
The remainder of this first half, and Boom happy to hold this time as PRX pushes out, completely punished.
The turret!
Jing though trading right back, and then the rest of the squad to head on over into the A site.
Berserks, the turret was shooting him, and he just wasn't able to find it in the full chaos around the tree. But now, a 2 versus 3.
Fairly chaotic.
Into the site, and look at the post-plant utility that Boom are going to have here. Salvos will come back online, an Armageddon. You got a Rolling Thunder and an Aftershock, and where you're planting it, you do set yourselves up for walls to be able to use a lot of that.
So a possible save for PRX, but something does have the Armageddon as well. If he's able to deploy it into the
I mean, no matter what, they can just go for it money-wise.
They've got a lot of money, so you're definitely going for it.
So right now, coming out towards Dish and Drop. A little bit spotted out. Famous continuing to jiggle, looking for an opportunity. Rolling Thunder at the right time, though, does crunch into the players from PRX, but Jing saves something's life. And that's going to be now the stun.
Oh god, the shorty, man. The short is too strong. Nicely done from Boom, though. They handled this very, very well. I mean, Dust9 is just a beast. And they didn't really use any of their ults, so...
time to kind of catch them none the wiser. The duel in the tree. This time, we're crediting the trade game of Boom, right? Able to find the player advantages, swinging back over towards the other side. A little bit of an overheat from Famous. I will say that one there.
Oh my god.
Which team?
It's crazy over there.
Both, yeah. Just completely erupting in rapture, but still, this half is not over yet, and we still have ultimates at play.
If something
it's this trap play.
At the right spot,
the wall goes off and they tail all behind them.
On the back of the shear, that could have really hurt Boom if they wanted to go close. But sheer timing to reset.
Wait, would that not have been incredible?
There's 4 ults for Boom here.
That's right.
You could
they actually would have got 4 of it.
Force out an Armageddon. You could try and force.
The play would have been sick though. You can fill this all up with the tail.
And that's why they are positioned so defensively.
And then they would have been trapped against the wall. They actually would have got 4 kills.
And Boom read that in the previous one, being able to find those trades back in.
Oh.
Now all of a sudden, just a bit of utility, and that's a Rolling Thunder sent in towards Arcade. Boom reads this as the go signal into the A site.
Okay, now they do it once they commit. So they have to full commit.
It's just Famous and NC.
Yeah, they don't really get too much for it.
Dust9 into smokes as well. Oh, Forsaken, Famous, he's trying to get ahead of it all. Brimstone ults all across the map. Lockdown in play as well. Forsaken able to hold him down, but Dust9
why is everyone getting multiple shorty kills?
In towards spawn now. the rest of the PRX squad all coming out from main.
Molly's gonna wreck them, right?
Got the Armageddon, remember.
Aftershock, Boom still happy to hold. They don't quite need to fight, they don't quite need to peek, and that's where the onus falls on the PRX.
Armageddon in 5 seconds till salvos.
Just holding, just waiting for it. PRX still trying to barrel their way through, but nothing much found, just a bit of a frag. Jing takes down NC Slasher, but there's the utility. Goes in for the peek, tries to isolate more duels,
and that's it.
And that's a salvo.
Can't do anything with this one.
Has been burnt.
Dude, definitely PRX's biggest enemy have been themselves with their ults at the moment. Dude, I thought this was gonna be a sick plan because you can definitely fill this up with the salvos, and then you can ult behind here. Like it's an awesome set strat where you would have all of this as fire. Like you for sure kill whoever triggers the wall. Like you get a kill for it. As we can see, it would have been 4. They don't know about that. And then the actual ult usage like wasn't great.
Get in towards the site. I mean, disregard Famous trying to take a duel.
I also think he should be using his tail ult the other way around if it's only him on the site, because you want to deter them instead of make them speed up.
Right, you've got all of those exit strategies with the Armageddon, with the salvos, with the crossfires to come out as well.
Boom had a nice half
with the shorty. I mean, playing a couple of strengths there as Boom, but I want to know, right? Is 7-5 going to be enough for either of these teams on the switch up? Right, are we going to get a really good
shorty?
From
the shorty's crazy at the moment.
We're going to get a lot of backwards and forwards action, right? Because
it used to be way better than this as well.
You've got these 4 different chokes that you can start things off on. You have a mistake at the very beginning, you could be pushed into an awkward save, and that's the sort of situation where coming in towards a map like Fracture for the likes of Boom, who haven't had that much play on it, right? Recently, at least. Could see them crumble a little bit.
Yeah, great cosplay from the fans at least, but you're absolutely right, Komodo. It's going to be tough to say who exactly could come up with the lead, but one thing we can say for sure is the fact that it all begins with that pistol. That's just top-tier analysis coming out from me anyway. But no, it's very much true because
nothing to show you would make you useless. I think you just do money.
At least looking at statistics right now, Boom leading very much more so, given PRX's recent losses. You got to be able to read the game as well, and Boom has, again, just been doing such a good job.
Okay, 1-0, 3-2 for Pistols.
From what I've seen so far for PRX, as opposed to when they were playing Waylay. I will say that, but I feel like you've still got a couple of key people who are not really getting activated as best as I thought they might be.
So maybe now with Patman in the roster trying to launch something different.
Oh, this is nice from Boom. They hear them go underpass, they into the drone to clear this. Problem is they can't get like too much info, they don't want to go into the crossfire. They do now have a pretty good double setup.
So there's a call here for the squad to come on over. You can contact.
But yeah, they don't clear enough info to like allow a rotate at the moment.
And not see NC Slasher be able to
little 2-1 holding this.
They are traps in of their own right as well, though. Berserks.
Surely they checked the corner, right?
They've been pretty darn
my god, this stun was insane.
NC Slasher coming in with the support.
Cool little setup from these two.
But PRX finds their own trades as well.
Ooh, Jing won that one. Okay, Forsaken's really low.
Famous though.
Before the flashes, a bit ill-advised.
This duel is insanely important. Oh boy, he got spotted. Dude, where's my confidence though?
Low HP as Forsaken tries to hold the off angle, but now as he turns back around, that's another kill found for Boom. Jing, it's all down to you.
5 HP.
Low HP as well as he swings out. DOS9 to find.
Dude, where's the confidence from Devi here? You can't be doing that.
Main as well, right?
Give me some confidence. I get that he wants to play with his teammate, but
salvos are waited for. You got a flash then going in for NC Slasher, but he gets spotted out just before it's able to fully activate and blind up PRX. Again, the trade game and the patience from DOS9. You might have seen him look to really wide swing out in towards main against 2 members of the PRX boys. You know, imagine if he falls there. It makes it very difficult for Famous to be able to try and close out the round or get down from drop. So the fact that DOS9 falls back just a little bit and then it goes into the 1 versus 1 HP advantage of that scenario for DOS9, and he's able to just dispatch of his enemy, which means
okay.
We got another
Boom
pistol
shit.
round.
Oh boy. PRX go for it. And that's a sign that they feel like they have to win this round. Otherwise it's done. 3-3 for the Pistols. Last map is a 2-0.
Well, right? Finally feeling worth here.
And looking at this as well,
and the Outlaw at the moment can't one-shot anyone. So it's a lot down to these Stingers to do a lot of damage. Oh boy.
this is buy that needs to
He
pay off
wanted to
dividends.
vice flash the other side and forgot to right click, and so he just put it in the smoke.
Famous sidestep the fault line.
Dude, what the hell's going on? No one can use util.
Just to push them back.
But it's balanced.
Still,
what's that even bounced off of?
It's a round where PRX needs to find and seize some form of an initiative. And it's going to be Famous seizing that positioning instead. Yep. Still, though, trades found right back.
Okay, well, really now they know that they bought.
In that situation, unfortunately. So 4 versus 4 in towards the A site. You start to get on up.
4 versus 2 maybe if you're just talking about the boom players on the site itself. But look
Stun's
at Shiro
incredible.
stopping them in their tracks.
The stun is so good.
Tries to push past the smokes. Can they find the frags? They don't. It's Defy who finds a single one.
Yeah, and I think it's done with that one because PRX really needed to win it, and they felt like they needed to win it because they forced into it. But honestly, they could have been fine if they just
a little bit hesitant to say his name in this one so far because playing on this Teho, 1 assist, right?
Smokies,
no
thank you so much for the
really
prime. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Kills on the back of no major salvo plays, no stun salvo traps as well to net him a kill, right? He had 2 kills in the first half. Now he's just doubled that one up coming in towards the second. He could be calling a masterful game behind the scenes, right?
The DOS 9 smoke really saved this round. Like this one here. If this guy's trying to cross with no smoke here, he's probably done for.
Missing factor for one team to really propel ahead here.
That's right.
PRX,
you know, Shiraz, the IGN now beginning to step
live and
up
die by the sword. It looks like they just forced into this one. At least what? Wait, what's going on? Patman forces the other save.
A lot more confident. The stun though will help out just a bit. Jing to answer back. And now the stun's coming through once again. It does give away in positioning though, but still PRX not quite able to break past through these choke points.
And they're locked. They are locked in. They have to either fully disconnect here or they have to try and just win a single duel. That's all the info that Famous needed.
And more of the lines being locked down, especially with the Outlaw being reloaded. Just Stinger and Spectre, something at hand, trying to spray through, spray pass. It's not quite happening.
Okay, let's keep an eye on what Patman buys because they can buy.
Yeah, and that was another
but he's going to have to Bulldog.
Too, right? So now you're playing on the back of your loss bonus to
Bulldog light armor and you miss Mutil.
You're still going to have Patman who's down on Spectre coming into this next round. Understandably so, right? His goal in this sort of round is going to be to get a good stun for his team, to get good flashes, to provide them the entryways in. But there really needs to be a different look towards PRX at the moment, right? Because you drop the pistol. Ooh, why did they... Ooh. That's a rough one. That is a really rough one.
And it's a real question that we do have to ask, because right now, in this very round, if PRX doesn't find a round, this could be it. Boom. Very much comfortable in their sights. A little bit of a flash up though, and Forsaken tries to answer back. Sprays through the smokes and does find a double. A bit of an opportunity.
What did he even say? He said, "Why did you buy again?"
Through smokes can be traced. 2-player advantage for PRX at the moment, and you know, Quack the Boomer gonna give this one a crack.
Happy to, but Patman, recognizing that as well, holds the position. Famous in with the Outlaw now, spots out Forsaken. DOS9 taking that opportunity to peek out. Famous now finding the trade, and both Neons kick things into high gear. Forsaken off towards the other line.
He's going for the shorty.
Anticipates the slide out. Jing to support.
Tell you what though, I think Boom might be happy with the 2 kills they got here.
Themselves.
Yeah. We really need some good macro decisions from PRX at the moment on this attacking side, because it looks like that Boom is quite happy, you know, to try and find these isolated players. A little bit unfortunate at the beginning of this round that Berserks was caught off guard in the tower. You know, if he's able to lock down the site as the Sentinel himself, it would make it really, really awkward for PRX. But hey, Forsaken sent in on the back of that drone. Nicely done for them to get on the board, and they've got a couple of these key ults, right? Orbitals for both sides.
Do they expect the AWP?
Overdrive.
Dude, if he gets
that's it. That's the next thing.
Like they can definitely overwhelm the AWP pretty well. You got drone into double stun. Oh, we peek before the drone.
Forsaken will bite the dust. Stealth drone out, so they know exactly where he is. But PRX looking to reach out. Famous now fully blinded, has to back off.
Yep, and you can reset here, right? Devi has got the shear over at A, so you know no one's gone for a proper flank from Boom, and they don't necessarily need to press the issue.
Okay, pick up the orb.
Player advantage.
They got
got a lot of this utility that they're yet to utilize.
And it's still a really tough game for PRX, and this is where I do kind of want to bring up a point of discussion. You know, I know people have talked about this before, but someone might need to step up in terms of leadership for the team.
Yeah.
We don't have drone.
Chat,
I don't know if you're trolling me or not. Literally drone.
In a round such as this, where your entryway in Forsaken
Just peek
is gone,
before.
right? A contact play up main. Boom, happy enough to play probably retake here.
Yeah, Orbital in the hands
Full
of
retake.
Famous still happy.
Chingy stole his smokes for the commit over towards A. So they actually get gifted a free sight. Top of the spikes, it's a stun. Oh, stun. Oh, they dodged the stun though. Looked like Patman was on top of this. Fast Flood goes in. Damn, something actually handled that pretty well. Patman might need to. Oh, at one point here.
Rolling Thunder in a big,
But he is going to hit his teammate at the moment, in terms of Divine.
Trying to get the best possible timing for it. Stunned and concussed up. He's just waiting for the go signal. There it goes. Unfortunately though, boom, they've avoided most of it. Famous coming out from the A main position. Patman trying to slow him down. In with a spray.
Whoa, they did nice. The stun was good. Jinx savior on this one. Hey, their idea was pretty good though. Oh, and then you push him into the Brimble, and they waited for the wall. I tell you what was really impressive is it looked like Boom was ready for this. That they wall faked it and then went heavy over towards main. Dude, Boom's decision making is pretty cool.
Delayed crossfire.
They just got wrecked by this stun crossfire.
Nicely done from Jing to close that one down again. You know, on this Brimstone, right? Doesn't necessarily need to always be caught out with the iPad. Some good timing on some smokes, and then he can really focus on that crosshair.
Still, though, those rounds are far and few between. PRX back on the advance.
I'm a little bit surprised at how hesitant Boom are to use utility to clear over at main, having already seen Device Shear. You want to pop that, throw a bit of hesitancy in it.
It is a round.
Dude, I hate how they handle these ecos. It's like, in my opinion, if they want to do this round, they got the sickest gun against the ecos, right? Or the sickest ult against the ecos. You just don't buy the gun, or you have like a backup Bucky, and then you just ult into the site. If you die, they can't pick up a gun.
Looking for the spike plant, but it's entirely safe. There it goes.
One's kind of scary. They should be okay, but
looking for exits right now. Salvos to flush them out of position. PRX throws back utility of their own, while Boom looks to close in the distance. Out by tower. DOS9 finds one. He finds two! Devi, though, able to hold it off. Needs a little bit more. He peeks in. Zero answers
something
back.
If he gets a kill, gets his ult, the molly means that he can't stop the plant yet. Oh, guys. Why do they make these decisions?
The molly burns at something's feet.
2 shots out of the Sheriff is going to stall you, then into the flames, and you will not carry on, unfortunately. A thrifty.
Very nice from Boom, though. Got to give him that.
As they inch one step closer towards the series point.
And that's Armageddon for Shiro as well.
Yeah, well, I was looking at the Armageddon in the end there, and it was one away for kind of both of them, right?
Why did it feel like...
The fact that had the kill gone something's way, potentially could have used it for DOS9 to get off it, but yeah,
I don't understand. Okay, this is back-to-back rounds. Hopefully there's a timeout.
Right?
This is back-to-back rounds where it looks like the Boom bot.
This is a much needed
the Boom bot is the Neon's like emotional support animal or something. Like they turn every corner with the Boom bot as they do with the Neons. It's like they're both getting the same info.
It kind of looked at it, right? When you've got a force buy upon a force buy at the beginning of this half, you have essentially delayed your start towards this second half and given a round over towards Boom, where the scoreline, you know, if that didn't happen, it could have been 10-7, right?
It's wild.
It could have even had you in the lead and a change up because you start to get your
the mood diff is so different, man.
Now, but it's an 11-7
We
where
were
this
smiling.
has to be an extremely
Everyone's looking nervous on
timeout to
PRX.
This needs an immediate effect.
Goes down to this round. Now we use the ult against the Byrons. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
but they do have, I mean, they have insane ults, and they could keep it super simple. Like, honestly, the Vice ult into a Neon sending it is crazy strong.
Still not the best winning percentage for PRX.
Feel like I'm watching Boom, and they feel way too comfy in heaven against a comp that should never, you should never be able to play heaven.
And look at this.
There's a change up over at the B side as well with where some of this utility is, right? turret to play contact over towards the top side of the map, where you've got the alarm bot and the nano.
It's like when Still said red guards. Dude, that was still criminal. Okay, Vice ult goes in. Ult for the reaction if they're going to go away. So you push them into here. God, they're so bad with ults.
But nothing found. Can Forsaken find a little bit more to keep PRX invested in the game? Tries to hold tower with the Bucky. That would be an optimal spot. Armageddon from PRX as well. But still Famous beginning to find an opening. The spike is down and PRX needs to hold, but they're beginning to push out a little bit more. Trades found by NC Slasher. Now Famous looking to take space up by tower.
That's nuts
Trades
from him.
found by Jing once
Next
again.
duel is so important, and there it is.
Holding the exposed angle. Now it's a tough spot for Jing to fire through.
Oh man, nicely handled from Boom. Nicely handled.
Instead, Boom.
Dude, the only rounds PRX lose are these ult rounds.
Trades, man. PRX are looking so good
ult
in
rounds,
the trades, but
like,
it's just the difference in having one
this is what they used to be good at.
A lot of these
They've been focusing so much on everything else that
jump on in through the
they don't have the good ult rounds.
In tower as well, send it through there. Does get traded, but NC Slasher on the kill towards something. They already know where the last soldier in Jing is, and he's just burning up again. This is now series point for Boom Esports, who aren't going to win this.
Everything else like is kind of nice from PRX, but
it means that
when they get these ults, I just felt like the idea is just
right on the cusp of it, and they
it could be so much better.
PRX now.
Okay, 5 chances for Boom, who've been playing good, by the way. Like, they got great decision making.
Bit of a vandal for Davai, but still, as they try to push their way into the site, orbital strike at hand as well. Famous re-peaks with the outlaw. Forsaken answer back, but now a lot of the site being smoked off. Something has to hold out towards top.
A nice shot from him. Probably should have gone down earlier.
Numbers advantage somewhat, but NC Slasher.
God, NC Slasher, what a kill that is.
Petman at least to spike down, waiting for the fault line to come back alive. Forsaken has to play a very careful jiggle because he's pretty much sandwiched in.
They get good damage, yeah.
There's salvos now.
And a lot more as well. Tries to flush Patman out of position. Here comes that fault line. Forsaken springs! Looks for the slide in! And that's the Guardian to keep PRX alive.
I mean, I say it time and time again. Stuns in this game are pretty cosmetic when you can just still hit your shots like that as Forsaken. I thought that there was going to be, you know, the special delivery or the drone to go in a little bit earlier in to start to clear towards the site. That would have found Forsaken potentially in the 2 versus 2, and maybe it looks to be a little bit differently at the end there. But Shiro not opting to do that one, unfortunately, waiting for the salvos to come on up. More importantly, PRX, they do hold on, right? So they need to navigate 4 more rounds to try and push us into overtime. There's going to be some ecos and some
double Bucky.
And I'm waiting,
oh no!
Right? I'm seeing for Boom. You take the knee in this one. You got an orbital.
Bucky set up over towards A main.
Not even taking full knee either.
Oh, it got close. What HP is that? 8? Gets another one on 8 HP. 8 HP, 2 HP. Dude, look at these duels, man. It could have easily gone the other way.
Written over his face and the previous player, Cam. The situation is tense right now, Komodo.
Yeah. But it's okay. This is one of those rounds for PRX that they should be winning with 5 alive.
Should be.
So Boom,
they may.
Boom can pretty much
12-9 and Boom looking to
just make sure they have all of the ults and they have that big round.
Something beginning to peek out. We'll spot out DOS 9.
Yeah, and the thing is, it does more damage in these scenarios to PRX than it would to Boom, right? Because they already have the ults for the players that are alive. There's 1 gun down, so 1 is the pass mark. You'll be able to re-get that in the next round, but, you know, it's 3 more rounds, right? It's just going to take 1 little misstep for PRX here, and that could be the series. And I'm looking towards a couple of these ultimates, right? There's a reason they're called an ultimate. They can be round-defining. In this one, they can be series-defining in the current point that we're at.
Possibly playoffs defining as well. Not just for Boom, but for PRX as well. Again, this loss will seriously affect their chances of possibly making it through. Currently sitting
3 chances and definitely one of the better goes at it for Boom. Do they want to save their ults?
Looking to push out a bit more information.
Oh, this is nice from them though. Lose arcade, but
towards the A side, and if you go there as PRX, you're contending.
You're gonna push through the smoke.
Utility. But it is on the quieter approach. You do have that alarm bot at drop first for Boom to get an idea. They've also, more importantly here, Quack, pushed out Tree and seen no contest from
there's a
PRX.
small window where
we've
we've got a free sight here. Oh, this is nice. Can they find space? Oh, they had to smoke deep. This is pretty cool.
Now spotted out by Jing, so
I like this idea. They killed the Killjoy, and that was Killjoy.
Player up towards spawn. Jakey, main as well. PRX has to hold it safe. Something playing into the drop position. Jing now pushing out. Devaya as well, but now Famous comes back in through
Oh, that's a massive kill.
No more Tejo in play. Devaya to duke it all out.
Good plant for him.
1-on-1.
No matter what, I like the idea from PRX on this round. It was good.
No Arcros though. After shocked out, an NC Slasher trying to clear as much as possible. Goes in for the tap to flash.
Oh, he's flashed himself again.
He bounced off of it, and that's the entire map. How did that just happen? NC Slasher clutching out the round for Boom. The final scoreline, 13-9.
From Boom.
This team wasn't even really supposed to be here, but here they are.
Won 2 really important rounds.
With a storm behind them, propelling them forward.
God.
That is not a
if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Quack, but it is paper.